Hello, friends at home. I am sitting here in the classroom with your friends. We are being very, very quiet because we are about to take a test and we do not talk during tests. So in your folders for this week, you should have this Chapter 2 religion test. We are starting on the side that says 2A. Please make sure the first thing you do is put your name at the top of your paper and get ready to begin. In the first part of this activity, it says circle the words that best complete the sentences. So I will read you each of the sentences and you will pick which one of the two words best fills in the blank. Okay? You don't have to write the word, you just have to circle it. Number 1 says, a group of Catholics who belong to the same church community is a blank. Is that called a town or is that called a parish? If you think it's a town, circle the word town. And if you think it's called a parish, circle the word parish. Moving on to number 2. Number 2 says, when we gather to pray, blank is with us. And our choices are Jesus or everyone. When we gather to pray, boys and girls, if you think Jesus is with us, circle this word Jesus. And if you think everyone is with us, circle this word everyone. Moving on to number 3. Number 3 says, the blank at Mass begins with the sign of the cross. Is that the song at Mass or the greeting? Do we say the sign of the cross when we're singing or when we are greeted by the priest? If you think we say the sign of the cross at the song, circle here. And if you think we say the sign of the cross at the greeting, circle here. And number 4, friends, says at Mass, the priest asks God to bless us with blank. Does the priest say God bless them with grace and peace? Or does he say God bless them with friends? What does the priest say at Mass? Does he ask God to bless us with grace and peace or with friends? And number 5 says, a prayer that asks for God's loving care is a blank. Is a prayer that asks for God's loving care a blessing or is it a gift? Is it a blessing prayer or a gift prayer? What did we learn about this week? Now, down here where it says draw, we are going to do that, but I want to wait to do the drawing till the end so you can take your time on it. So right now, friends at home and friends here in the classroom, turn your paper over, and we're going to do this church symbol matching side, and then we'll go back and do the drawing on the other page, okay? So, the directions here say, write the number of each word in the box before its picture. So do you see how over here there are all of those words that we learned this week? Ambo, altar, church, baptismal font, crucifix. Those are all words that we've learned this week, and they each have a number next to them. Do you see that? And then over here we have all those pictures with a box next to them. So we are going to look at the words, and the number that is next to the word is what we're going to write in the boxes to label the pictures, okay? So let me start with number 1, and I think you'll understand a little more clearly. Number 1 says ambo. Now look at your pictures and decide which one of these pictures is the ambo. That silly podium that they read to us from the Bible. Which one of those is the ambo? And when you see it, put a number 1 in the box next to it. When you see the ambo, put a number 1 in the box next to it. Number 2 says altar. Now remember, I told you that another name for the altar is the altar table. So which one of these pictures do you think is the altar table? And when you see it, write a number 2 next to the altar table. Write a number 2. Number 3, boys and girls, says church. So look at the pictures over here, and when you see the picture of a church, put a number 3 in the box next to the church. Find the picture of the church and put a number 3 in the box. Number 4 says baptismal font. Take a look at these pictures and decide which one of these is the baptismal font. And when you find it, put a number 4 in the box next to the baptismal font. I'm sorry? Number 3 says church. Number 4 says baptismal font. And number 5 says crucifix. Take a look at these pictures and decide which one is the crucifix. And when you find the crucifix, put a number 5 in the box next to it. I'll go through one more time in case you skipped one and read the words. Number 1 should be next to the ambo. Number 2 should be next to the altar. Number 3 should be next to the church. Number 4 should be next to the baptismal font. And number 5 should be next to the crucifix. When you are finished, turn your paper back over to that drawing box. And it says, draw a special time when Catholics gather in church. Now, I know we've said right now we're not getting together a lot in the church because of coronavirus. But you know we talked about weddings and funerals and mass, and we talked about baptisms and first communions and all those special times. So pick one of those times and draw me a picture of it. You can use crayons, you can use pencils, you can use markers. Make it a beautiful picture of a time when we gather in church. If you are a friend at home, please upload both sides of this test when you're done so that we can get you some points. And if you are a friend here in the classroom, when you are done, you will bring it right up to the green basket. Okay?